Oh shit. We actually starting on time. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on, man? You are now tuning in to the 6-man combo. Let's get it. Hold on, let me do it right. What's going on, people? What is going on, man? As you already know. Alright, DJ, you're fucking up. Come on, there you go. Alright, what's going on, people? As you already know, you are now tuning in to the 6-man combo. I am your host, 6-man K-Style. As you already know, we here to get on your nerves for at least another hour and a half. And to the stage left, you already know it's the king getting on folks' nerves. Senator Palpatine
himself. I told you, jackass. I told y'all think K-Styles is a damn nice guy. He's a jackass.
Get the fuck out of here. Hey, guess what? Mike didn't have to brainwash me to be like that, so. And we got a special guest with us today. If you understanding of the Falcon content creator world, we got a special guest and a dear friend of the show. Mr. Rondo, real Falcon fan. My brother, introduce yourself.
What's going on, people? What's going on? Like you said, I ain't been on here in a while, kicking with the fellas. You know, they invited me on to talk some little Falcon football. The excitement is off the chain for this offseason and looking forward to this 2023 season, man. Can't wait. Wish it was starting today.
Oh, yes. And as we already know, like I said, this is the show of the villains. We got the chat. We call them the villains now because now we have the reputation of in a cult now, so we kind of embrace it right now. So, hold on. What's in your drink?
So I caught y'all video about that too when y'all was going off about
man. I mean, at this point, it's like every month and a half, maybe 2 months now, we get a new band monitor. We just embrace all of it because it's funny to us. But let's go ahead and get to this real Hey, make sure you drink some Kool-Aid while you at it too, man. Cause that shit is dry as hell, boy.
I had to put a little spin on it that time, y'all.
Boy, you remixed the hell out of that, but I wasn't expecting that. Boy, you sound like you were eating on a Popeye's dry ass biscuit with no honey.
Not a dry ass Popeye biscuit.
Like you said, we got the roll call, man. We got, like you said, the members get shout out first, and shouts out to today's members tuning in. We got Mr. Adamsville Darnell Partridge in the building, and right now, that's all it is. That's all the members in right now. So let's go ahead and get to the rest of the roll call. We got Sherman Wood, Tia Sports and Game, Pat Norris, John St. Clair. We got William Amy in the building. Gary Bowie, Jay Diaz, Lee 85, King Quest, Jonathan Rozier, Mon D, ATL Leo, Miss Pamela Johnson. Appreciate you tuning to us. Reggie C2K, Rose G. Then it said D. Coleman, Michael Walker. Not that Michael Walker, but Michael Walker indeed. and we got JB, and of course, Mad Mike Sports is the newest member of the Twitch.
I thought I did already, but apparently I didn't.
Pick up the pieces. You know what? Yeah, we appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. It's good that you help poor folks out in the world, so I ain't gotta be like, got any change?
Right.
All right, man. We got Game Bread Month. Terry Lloyd, that's another member. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Hey, man, like I said, man, we about to have this go for here today. All right, DJ. It's time to cut that shit. Time to cut it. Thank you. All right. Mr. Ricondo, as we already know, man, I've seen the last few videos that you got. I like your takes on the draft and how the off-season talk been going on, and how do you feel about the situation as far as how this direction is going? I want you to go ahead and give us your takes on this off-season so far, because I believe that they need to hear from another voice.
All right, so let's just we ain't gonna go back too far in the history, but we know how the first two seasons went, right?
Yeah.
Well, we know how. Let's be honest. Last time the Falcons had this much money, to spend in the off season, they pretty much did. I think 18. You add Trey Flowers, 18 free agents that they brought in. So if you're looking at that, I mean, it's complete roster turnover from the last two seasons. Where, I mean, if you ask anybody, it was probably two of the funnest seasons we had from a competition standpoint. Watching those games. We competitive throughout the whole season, still had the chance to make the playoffs the last two seasons. And if you look at the additions they made before the draft, this before the draft, I think they actually, set out to do what they plan to do was to make sure when they win the draft, they can go BPA, best player available. I can be honest with you, I didn't think they was going to pick Bijan Robinson. I don't think a lot of people did, but I understood it 100% why they went that route. I felt like whatever player they picked at 8, they was going to get a good player regardless. I'm a Georgia fan, but I was not upset that they didn't pick Jalen Carter. So I wasn't going to jump ship. I wasn't going to jump ship.
You threw that one in.
Go be an Eagles fan because they didn't pick Jalen Carter. But I mean, every move they made just make so much sense to what they're trying to accomplish from the defense. I mean, I think the competition this training camp is going to be so tough that some of the draft picks that they have picked in the last 2 years need to be worried. Jalen Mayfield, Okendeji. I mean, I like Okendeji, but man, if you're looking at the additions they made, I know they got some guys on 1-year deals, but I mean, if you're just doing the 53-man roster projections and trying to figure out how these guys are going to fit on the team, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. The secondary is ridiculous. Then you go to the offense side of the ball. Just imagine, a lot of people was upset because they didn't go get a receiver, but I mean, they got enough pass catchers. I mean, if you add Cardell Patterson in, Bijan Robinson in, Jonnu Smith, who was a underrated pickup that they got this offseason. And then everybody keep forgetting about the unicorn, Kyle Pitts. He's coming back. The chemistry that Desmond Ridder had developed with Drake London, during the season. I mean, the sky's the limits for this team, and you just like the direction they're going. We still don't know how it's going to work out because you got on paper it looks good, but I mean the Falcons are set up to be really good this offseason. I mean this season coming up, and I mean looking at having the easiest schedule in the NFL as well, based off last year's records, man, and all the great quarterbacks, so-called great quarterbacks in the AFC. the Falcons have a really good chance to be a really good season for us. So, um, with all the additions, the draft picks they pick, um, I I can't wait. I just can't wait to training camp get started. To be honest with you, and I really believe Desmond Ritter is gonna surprise people. I really believe because people got to realize this is second season in this offense. Second season offense. So he's not coming in. I know he only had 4 starts, but he spent the whole season last year learning this offense. Coming in, of course, he got to get reps. That's going to be a thing. But he's going to take all the first team reps in training camp. We know that. And all he got to do is just get the ball to his playmakers, man. And I know for a fact that he'll be a little more on target than Marcus Mariota was. So, I mean, that's my outlook, man. I can't wait. I can't wait till this season starts.
I'm sorry when you say he was gonna be more on target than Marcus Mariota. I just imagine him throwing a football in the ocean and missing it. I'm for some reason I just got that picture in my head.
Yeah, man. I mean, we. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was one of the ones that was really trying to, take up for Marcus Mariota all last season to the point where, everybody was upset, like, because, it's this whole take, well, Desmond Ritter couldn't even beat out Marcus Mariota, so how good can it be? It wasn't about that. It was about the plan that they had laid out for Marcus Mariota. I mean, for Desmond Ritter. It was never really a quarterback competition in training camp. Marcus Mariota was determined to be the starter. Desmond Ritter, they was gonna bring him on slowly. That was the plan the whole time, and
okay,
that's what you can tell. That's what they did, and by that Pittsburgh game, when it felt like the Falcons, they still had a chance, but it was really time to find out what they had in Desmond Ritter, and that's why they decided to make the change. So, but I believe that the whole. I really believe that they wasn't going to play Desmond Ritter the whole season. To be honest with you, I think the plan was to just let him to have a red shirt season and just come in this season. But the season was over once Marcus Mariota threw that pick in the Pittsburgh game, pretty much. So,
hey man, shoot. I would say you might want to say that again for the people in the back. Bad Mike Sports, man. Hey, Cardo, we appreciate you breaking that down for us. Like I said, we couldn't have said it better ourselves. Like I said, we tried to get behind Mariota, and we was really the main ones that was fighting through the very last spark, and that spark blew up, and it was like,
it blew up on Thursday Night Football.
Nah,
in front of the whole world, national TV.
Hey, Mike, what did you think about that?
Don't start this now. You already know what I thought of that. Look, he not lying when he talk about me throwing, bro. I don't think I was. That was the loudest I've ever been watching that game on live. Like you talking about something, bro. How the hell do you run backwards several times in the same play and then still don't get the ball out of hand? Why are you running? Throw it. You're a quarterback. He just out there running and pumping like he out here twerking for the damn cameras or something. That's how I feel like it. You just running around in circles doing whatever the hell you were doing at the quarterback position.
And if you look at that game, it was really bad, but we still had a chance to win that game. That's what's so crazy about the last season, where we played bad in a lot of spurts, but we still was in a whole bunch of games and still had a chance to win. I mean, we had a chance to win the Chargers game, the Commanders game, that Carolina game. I mean, just think about it. We had a chance to win all those games. Mm-hmm. The Rams game, we came back in the Rams game. I mean, we had the chance to win that. So,
I mean, yeah. But like you said, it's just one of those things where a lot of stuff happened for a reason. Like you said, the first year we couldn't run the ball worth a damn, and we could barely pass the ball. The second year we ran the ball like a mud, but we couldn't pass worth a damn. So they trying to find that balance. They trying to figure out, okay, what's going to be the staple of this team. And in both years, they couldn't get to the damn quarterback. But the biggest difference was the first year, it was the Suki Hana Amaro slut walk defense. This past year, they upgraded. They at least kept teams from scoring. I think
more than 20 points.
Yeah, I think like the last 6-7 games, I think only one team scored over 20 points.
Yep.
So there was major improvement.
But they couldn't get out the field on third down though. And they couldn't stop the run. So exactly. every third down was like 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. And that's why they couldn't get out the field. And then you do right to get in the red zone. They was able to hold them to field goals and stuff like that. But I mean, our offense last year probably had the less number of possessions because the defense couldn't get out the field, man. Couldn't get out the field. I think one game we had like 7 or 8 possessions the whole game on offense. I think that was the Commanders game because they just kept running the ball. And I mean, I think we had like 3 possessions in the first half and like 4 in the second half, something like that.
Yeah, because I think we had a couple 3 and out. So yeah, I think we ended up with like 40. I think it was like 52 plays that game.
Yeah, it was, and because our defense couldn't get out the field. I mean, they were just running the ball. They first down. We were stopping from scoring, but we couldn't get the ball.
Exactly. But I'm glad you said that though, because that's kind of going to go into what the topic is for tonight. Like I said, I want everybody to make sure you go ahead, hit that like button, share, subscribe. Not only 6-Man K-Style, but Mad Mike Sports as well, and Recondo, Real Falcon fan. Like I said, you definitely got some good stuff going on over there. So, get a few of these comments before we get to the topic. Like I said, I guess Georgia Texas boy said he's appreciating the show tonight. Like I said, we definitely appreciate it. Like I said, as we always say, man, we ain't got nothing without the people watching us. That's real fact right there. I mean, if we didn't have nobody watching us, we'd be just sitting here talking to ourselves. Well, let's not get into that.
Be honest, man, we all we got. The Falcons, the whole little Falcon, we all we got. The Falcon community, man, because man, nobody believe in the Falcon but us, dog. Let's just keep it real.
So we the 4%ers now.
Yeah,
shout out to Coach.
Nobody believe in the Falcons, man. So,
hey, like I said, and I love every minute of it too because it makes it even better. I gotta check that out. They said Terry Fontenot was on the Rich Eisen show. Yeah, I'm interested in that because Rich Eisen like he like to try to bait people and stuff.
Yeah, he asked the questions. I'm pretty sure he asked why they didn't take Jalen Carter.
Of course. Appreciate the love, Miss Pamela. Appreciate the love. Hey, man. You ready for this topic? Let's get into it, y'all. Let me go ahead and set it up for y'all. Okay, so I'm on Bleacher Report. You know, Falcons news has been dry the last couple weeks, so I'm looking just to see some articles. And ESPN put something out on there, and like I said, shout out to Bleacher Report, they had it on here. And it was pretty much talking about, first they took a shot at Kyle Pitts. I didn't appreciate that for one thing. And then they ended up rescinding that article and put out an article an hour later talking about they got 2 unicorns now. I'm like, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing. You about to get your head bust over here. But They were saying that the Atlanta Falcons were in better ways bucking the NFL trend by not falling into the pass happy, build a team around the passing game way that most NFL teams do. And they're kind of going back to that traditional smash mouth style. Like I said, just have the quarterback get, as you said, Ricardo, get the ball to the playmakers, play action game. But like I said, having the running backs be the stars of the offense. Mad Mike Sports, I want you to go ahead and run point on this one, man. What do you think about that? Do you think that this is why the media is kind of getting upset with the Falcons because they're not trying to build their team the sexy way? What's your take on
that? Well, the reason why the media is upset because they are not telling exactly what they're not telling the media exactly what they're doing. They're forcing you to be a student of the game to try to figure things out. I've been telling people for years that the Atlanta Falcons are essentially running the exact same system as the Kansas City Chiefs. Same offense. They use a ton of motion. They use a lot of short passes. They use a lot of yak rack yards, run after the catch, yards after catch. They use that. They count on that. And why I've been so quiet is because I'm looking. If you just do a search on Google and you say Arthur Smith scheme, nobody can give you a clear estimation of what that is. And I'm here to tell you guys exactly what that offense is about. Right?
And
you hear me? You don't hear that? It's nothing. I didn't say anything.
I was gonna say
I didn't say it. Y'all didn't hear me say anything. That's what this offense is about. It's about nothing. Basically, what that means is this offense has changed with the personnel. The offense changed with the personnel. He doesn't have a scheme. Whichever player he gets in, he's going to put these guys in position to do well to do what they do well. So the offense from year to year is going to change. He said this multiple times. He said it with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is a traditional pocket quarterback who can get out on occasions. And you saw in that first season with Matt Ryan, he used a ton of quick passes, get the ball out of his hand, and use a lot of yak. That's why Kyle Pitts had his first Pro Bowl. He adjusted. Then in year 2, he had Marcus Mariota. It was nowhere near the same offense. He used a lot of RPO. He used a lot of option reads. Completely different offense. And then this year you have Desmond Ridder, and you saw towards the end of last year, he used a lot of quick passes. He got the ball out of Desmond Ridder's hand after that first game. After the first game with Desmond came, he came out kind of iffy or whatnot. But his offense changed toward the end of the year. He got the ball out of quick. He used a lot of screens. He threw a lot of seam routes, especially with Michael Pruitt. He became one of his more trusted targets there. But his offense has changed every year. So a lot of people are trying to figure out the offense, and you're not doing yourself any justice trying to figure out the offense because the offense doesn't exist. The offense is predicated on his personnel. It's a personnel offense. The exact same thing that Kansas City do. They adjust with their personnel. So if you got a guy like Macheo who's a running back who can catch the ball out of the backfield, you can put him on the edge, and then you got a guy like how Travis Kelce, you can line him inside, outside. You can put him at quarterback to run some some quote unquote tight end sneaks. That sounds crazy as hell to even say that, but tight end sneaks. But I've seen Kelsey run read options. Like these are the same things that Kansas City does. He uses a ton of motion with his players. We saw that under Desmond Ritter. So this offense is it doesn't exist. He doesn't have a set offense. So in short, in long, what I'm saying, this is why the media is so upset with Arthur because he's not telling you what his offense because he don't even know what the hell his offense is going to be at the year. He has a pretty good idea where he wants it to be, but even him until he gets on that field, until he see what these players can do, his offense is always going to rotate.
All right. And you got to shout out Mike. He said that Scott Pioli short came in a clutch. Nobody saw it come. Nobody saw it coming like that.
Mm-hmm.
We got some love on that one.
Appreciate it.
Ricardo, just based on what Mike said as far as kind of having this adaptability with the personnel. So do you think that's why they're looking for more versatile players to kind of fit into that theme of we don't know what's going on? Defense ain't gonna know what the hell going on. I'm gonna say it like this. So you're a defensive player. Like I want you to put your mind as a defensive player right quick. Okay. So let's say you looking in their huddle. You see Kyle Pitts. You see Jonnu Smith. You see Drake London. You see Bijan Robinson. And you see Tyler Algier. Am I correct? It could be either Algier or Robinson. We just going to throw 4 in there.
Okay.
That sounds like 22 personnel, don't it?
Mm.
That sounds like 21 personnel, 22 personnel.
It sounds
right?
like it. It sounds like it.
You come out the huddle. Now these motherfuckers got Bijan on the outside. They got Jonnu Smith in the backfield. You see Kyle Pitts flanked out, and you got Drake London in the slot. Like, wait, what the fuck?
What?
Hold
on, 5 wides. I thought we just had 2 tight ends and a running back. What the heck is happening?
So they don't went. So they don't went heavy. They brought their big boys in to stop the run, right?
Right.
And now you don't spread them out, and you don't kill the mismatches. I mean, you got mismatches all over the field at that point. I mean, who's gonna check Kyle? Who's gonna check Bijan? You got
because what you're doing is you're coming out. You're thinking, okay, you got the safety gonna get Kyle Pitts. But Kyle Pitts is on the outside. Okay, so your safety man coverage is right there. Like, oh shit.
Yep.
Who? Because if you move the corner out there, now you got Drake kind of in that slot mode right there. And it's like, oh shit. You know, most damn slot corners ain't but 5'9", 180 pounds. So it's like, okay, what the fuck? You got Bijan over here, so you thinking he's gonna be in the backfield. He's in the slot. And you got Jonnu Smith in the backfield. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
What do you feel about the versatility of that? Where they're going.
So it's interesting because Mike hit it right on the head when he talked about the 2 different seasons that we had and the different offenses. I mean, it was completely different. It wasn't nowhere near the same offense from one season to the next. And it was basically, like he said, it was personnel driven. I mean, Matty Ice was, prolific passer. That's what we did. We couldn't run the ball now with Matty Ice. We couldn't do it. But Kyle Pitts had 1,000 yards receiving in his first season because Matt Ryan was there. Mm-hmm. To his point, the next season, we went in pistol. We did a lot of read option. We ran the hell out the ball. But the passing couldn't get going because, personnel. And Marcus Mariota just put it what it is. Not personnel. Marcus Mariota. So the versatility that Arthur Smith, and I kind of put it like, so you know how when you playing the Patriots, to say the Patriots defense, and they scheme different for each team they play. So it's not like just come out and play cover 3 every week. They saying, okay, this offense does this. This offense does this. We're going to stop this guy from doing this in this offense. That's Bill Belichick. So every week they coming out, they got a different game plan. That's kind of what Dean Pease was trying to do too. Every week we're going to switch it up and do something different, right? We're going to have some versatility. Only problem with Dean Pease, he didn't have the personnel to do that. Because we it was a makeshift roster, so he had to do what he had to do. But with this offense for Arthur Smith, I mean, literally, he can have a game plan where he can feature a different player every week. I mean, just think about it. So, like, just say Bijan go off in week 1, right? So the defense say we're going to stop Bijan. All right, the next week he say we're going to feature Kyle Pitts this week. They had their whole game plan to stop Bijan Robinson, but we're going to go ahead and feature Kyle Pitts this week. So that's the versatility that with this roster what it created. I mean, guys like Scotty Miller, with his speed, being able to just put him on the field, that's something the defense got to think about too, because now you got a guy that can get over you. And then you can start running Bijan out the backfield. You can start running Drake on those shallow routes on the inside. I mean, it's just so much versatility that the defense is going to have to really think about who they're going to take away. Now, at the end, Desmond Ridder going to have to, identify the best matchups and get them the ball. But, I mean, it's scary, man. I can't wait to see how it's going to unfold. And that's why when you're looking at Arthur Smith, when he was talking about Bijan Robinson that first night, you could just see how it was just spinning his head. Because it's not just what Bijan Robinson going to be able to do with the ball. It's going to be how when he's out on the field, along with a guy like Kyle Pitts and Drake London, what the defense is thinking. Because now they've like, damn, who to shut down? Who can we put two people in coverage on? Who that's what the decision gonna have to be. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I can't wait. I can't wait.
So essentially what you're saying is it's gonna force these defense to play a lot of zone.
Yep. Cause if they playing man, we're gonna kill them with mismatches. Oh, we're gonna kill them with mismatches. and trust me, and some of the route concepts that Arthur Smith called, they zone busters.
Yeah, I mean,
zone busters. If you go back and look at that preseason game, I think it was against the Jets, and how Desmond Ridder, and I know it's just preseason, but how he was picking that zone apart because it was easy. You knew what coverage they was in. When you get in zone, you in this coverage. This where the open spot's going to be in the zone. That's just simple as that. And so, and if you know that, and if all your receivers and your tight ends know that as well, you're gonna find the open spots. So,
hey man, like you said, I think a lot of fans are kind of anticipating on how this offseason is gonna play. Who, like I said, it's so many wide open spots right now, and definitely shout out to Let's Get It GA with the $15 super chat. Said much love, homie. Definitely appreciate that. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and check his channel out. Like I said, gaming channel. Like I said, show him some love. If you ain't subscribed over there, tell him 6-Man K-Style sent you. I'm trying to think of something. I had a thought I had a thought and it just went away just like that. I guess I don't know if I'm hitting that point in my life where I can't retain information for shit. Mike, help me out, please.
I was going. Never mind. I had a joke for it, but I'm not gonna do you like that.
I mean, bro, please. Much joking your ass done got on me about and all of us about.
Look, I'm turning a new leaf in my life. All right.
Hey, you know one other scary thing about what we were just talking about with the Falcons offense.
What's up?
And at the end of the day, they can really just line up and run the damn ball. They can do that too. Right, so I mean, that's the crazy part about it. Like, we talking about all these different formations stuff like this, but really, if they just want to, they can just line it up. Because this offensive line, I mean, that kid Matthew Bergeron, man, it's going to be a really, really good upgrade for our line, and I think it's going to be solidified. I think it's really going to be solidified. I think we're going to be able to run to the right and to the left this year. So,
okay.
I mean, we can just. That's another thing. I mean, if they just get into the feeling like the offense ain't flowing. Go back to that Cleveland game when they ran the ball 14 straight times last year. They can just do that too. So,
of course. Hey, give a shout out to D. Coleman for the 20 spot. He said, for your memory loss meds. Appreciate y'all. Hey, appreciate it, man. We appreciate it, man. We hitting the threshold over here. Definitely showing us some love. Of course, Noah got a joke for damn Mike ass over it.
The hell with Noah. I am.
There's so many times you got a brand new tree. But as much as, like I said, as much as we're talking about as well as this topic as far as bucking the trend, there's another trend that they're actually bucking as well, and that is utilizing the little guys. And what I mean by that is, and they've been doing this for the last couple of years, and they've been finding gems and quality play. I mean, a lot of teams kind of do it, but the thing is, by them being here the first 2 years and not having any money like that, so they kind of get used to looking deep within these undrafted free agents and these late round picks and looking for these gems. And like I say, it's good, man. Like I said, they're going about it financially beneficial way, which means they're not going top heavy. They done seen the previous regime make this damn mistake for a long time about being top heavy, going after all the top guys, giving them all the top money, expecting top results, and you end up with do I need to give a refresher course and remind of such certain picks?
No.
Let's go down the you know what? I'm gonna save y'all. I'm gonna spare y'all this time. I'm gonna spare y'all.
So let me say this. Let me say this right here. The emphasis is more so on the scheme with the personnel. They're bringing in guys that are very good, or very good to elite in a particular scheme. So it's no longer personnel heavy. No longer personnel heavy. Under Thomas Dimitrov, it was personnel heavy. What I mean by that, we're talking about the best athletes, guys like Calvin Ridley, guys like Kyle Pitts, guys like Julio Jones, Matt Ryan. These are elite athletes. Guys on the defense side of the ball who have that, that quick first step like Tack McKinley and Vic Beasley, Deion Jones, who are athletically gifted. Those guys, they were focused on players that were gifted versus how those guys are going to be in a particular scheme. So when you look at a scheme, These guys have to be good in the running game. They have to be physical. They have to be able to run the damn ball and be able to like a Tyler Algier, Bijan Robbins, who are good at yards after contact. CP is another guy who's good after yards after contact. So like these are the things that they're focusing on. The player's ability within a scheme rather than like the Dallas Cowboys, who are always looking for the best athlete. The Dallas Cowboys, the Raiders, they always looking for the best athlete. They're no longer looking for the best athlete. They're looking for the best player within that particular scheme.
I think another thing too, when you're looking at the Falcons, I think everything that they do is it's on purpose. So like what I mean by that is like every guy that they bring in, it's a vision for that guy. It really is. They have thought about it, how he's going to be used, what they're going to use him for. Like when you bring in a guy like Mac Hollins, right? Of course,
Mm-hmm.
he had a pretty good season last year, but a big guy who loves to run block. So so he fits to like Mike was saying, he fits that scheme, but he also is good in special teams as well. So like the guys they pick, they can do multiple things. They're just not one dimensional. They got a vision for them, so we can use them on special teams. We can use them in the passing game. We can use them in the running game. So it's like a purpose when they bringing a guy in. So I mean, everybody that that they have signed, you can just tell why. Like you look at a guy like Mike Hughes, the guy they brought in. He play on the outside, play on the inside. They brought him in to be a slot guy, but he played. He was a guy that was drafted in the first round, was injured. Bring him in for one. Well, they actually signed him for 2 years, believe it or not. But bringing him in and to see what he could do. Somebody that can fit what they trying. They want a guy that come in can play multiple positions. He play inside and outside. That's it's like a purpose for everybody that they sign, which is DeMarco Helms. He's a special team guy. I think he can make the roster on special teams, and that's probably the vision they have for him being picked in the 7th round. He probably developed to be a good safety, but the vision they have him somebody that going to be a key special teams guy that can come in and probably be take over for Cardell Hodge or somebody like that, being that gunner or something because he can hit, man. So that's what I see from everybody they bring in. It's like a purpose and a vision. They're just not signing a talented guy and saying that we'll figure out what to do with him. No, they know what they're gonna do with him when they
So
when
so
so
what you're saying is they're not just saying, "Oh, he went to the University of Georgia. Let's draft him."
right, right. Well, see,
Okay, okay,
so
gotcha.
so we want to have this conversation about Jalen Carter, right? So let's be honest. Everybody they bring in, it's they got a type, man. They got leaders. They got guys who's captains on the teams. They love Senior Bowl guys, right? You just go look at how many guys they don't sign from the Senior Bowl, but they
Hmm.
have a type. Their culture is that's who the kind of guys they want to bring in their culture. And the
Hmm.
fact is, Jalen Carter is a monster. I'm of course I'm a Georgia boy, so I know this. I'm not Jalen Carter, but he wasn't never gonna be signed because he didn't fit the culture, man. It's just that simple. And I don't even think if Bijan was there, I still don't think they would have picked Jalen Carter. I'll just be honest with you, man. he didn't fit. He didn't fit. He's not their type. And people could, get mad about it and all you want. I think he ended up in the perfect spot for himself with the Eagles, with the teammates and stuff like that. But he didn't fit the Falcons culture. That's just what it is. So and we wish all those Georgia boys a good career, man.
Hey, right.
Yeah, because my guy was Nolan Smith, man. I ain't gonna lie, I like the Nolan Smith too.
That,
Now I think he fit their culture. but they get looked up and he fell in they lap. So at 30, man.
I think. Well, actually, I ain't think. Well, yeah, that was right around that spot. Hell, the guy that I wanted got picked up already, and that was damn Paris Johnson. But like you said,
it was noted that they would have picked him if he wouldn't have got picked at number 5 by the Cardinals.
Right.
Yep, that was one of the guys they were talking. So maybe if he was still on the board, we might not be talking about Bijan. We might be talking about him. So
right. So hey man, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button, man. We got about 100 people in here and 29 likes, man. We gotta get this thing to at least 45, 50, man. Like I said, make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button. You said something about the culture here, the culture that they're trying to build. Do a lot of people realize that they really don't use that word they often? That they don't use that word that often. The main word they always use is the program. It's always program. And you made a point as well about them getting a lot of guys from the Senior Bowl because they're looking for guys that have been captains on their team. They're looking for guys that are like, when you look at the Senior Bowl, like I said, majority of them guys are, like you said, team captains and mature guys and stuff like that. Hell, you might find some old ass guys in there as well. Like you said, it's a certain, like you said, it's a program. They're programming these guys to think alike, to be leaders out there. And I know what I was getting back to. Helms, I won't be surprised if he gets playing time this year because remember, they lost Eric Harris, the free agency, who was kind of the thumper back there. Ask Chosen Anderson about that motherfucker. That boy ain't been the same since.
That's why he changed his name to Chosen.
Yeah, he in witness protection after that hit. But like you said, you got guys that are potential playing time in all the rounds. This is the biggest difference between between your team having short-term success and long-term success. The long-term success is you're able to find starters or players that can play significant snaps in the later rounds. Jovan Quinn was an interesting one to me because it's not much you can find on him. You can find little inklings and stuff, and definitely shout out to Utah Sports, 1/3 of the heavy hitters as well. But the reputation that he has as an offensive lineman is this motherfucker play angry. Bergeron plays angry.
Yep.
So you're getting a glimpse of the mindset of the guys that they're bringing in, and it's like, yeah, they going back to the old school way. They try to bring back the classic.
Well, one thing that Terry Fontenot mentioned, which interesting, and you think talking about the free agents, and the free agents wanted to come to the Falcons because they had the money, right? And because he mentioned like when you had the money, of course they weren't the only team that had money, but he was saying that some of these guys wanted to be here because they saw something that in this team why they wanted to join. And I mean, guys like Calais could have went to the Jets. We know Aaron Rodgers gave him a call. I mean, everybody picking them to go far in the Super Bowl, go to the Super Bowl this year. But why would he choose the Falcons instead? Bud Dupree, the Steelers tried to bring him back. He chose the Falcons, man. So I just it's something here. I mean, we saw it last year, the competitiveness in the training camp. I mean, you got guys like Jared Barnhart, D. Alford making the squads, man. Like those guys came out of nowhere. You know, Brian Edwards, he would no he would no longer. We traded for Brian Edwards, and they cut him.
Boy, that boy ended up in the doghouse. Boy, I was excited about that one because I was looking at him as being the guy that was a perfect number 2.
Right.
Shit, he ended up taking a number 2 on the field and got his ass cut. That's what ended up happening.
I mean, I think he was inactive for like 4 straight games or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's probably how he practiced. It had to be how he practiced.
Shit, you saw the effort he gave in that damn Rams game. You find out why he got cut. Cause if you got Jalen Ramsey sitting up here and he not only did he over jumped you intercept, he literally reached down and snatched the ball like that and intercepted off you. He looked at that effort like, boy, nah, sit your goofy ass down, bro. Ain't no way in hell you.
It's the effort. It's the effort that's driven. Like you got to be able. You have to play with effort. You have to play with a certain mentality, and that's why he passed on guys like Peter Skoronski. It's like he heard what he was saying. Like, nah, that's not my type of guy. You got to be able to play with a certain mentality and play with a certain aggression. Even in how you speak, you have to be. You have to go. You have to go for it. Like.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people all the time, like if you're around AFN's crew after a certain period of time, you'll see that everybody has their style of how they convey their message, but everybody had the same mentality. And what I mean by that is that everybody is very sure of who they are, very sure of what they want, but you cannot be a part of a program if you're not sure of yourself. And that's the exact same way that Arthur Smith, if he feels any type of weakness, if you feel like you're starting to get in your feelings about this or that, you can't be a part of that. You can't be a part of this team. It's the same thing when you look at Mariota. That's why Mariota ended up he gone. You see, when he decided that he was gonna quit on the team, and I love you, John. I know John Sinclair now. I love you, but your boy quit. I love you to death, but your boy quit. When Mariota got in his feelings and he no longer decided that he wanted to be with the team, that's what Arthur did. What? Immediately, he didn't waste no time. He went straight to the press conference and said, Marcus Mariota's out of here. He threw him under the bus immediately. So you cannot be a part of the team if you're sensitive. If you're sensitive, you can't be a part of the team. And he can smell blood when he was talking to Peter Skoronski because he knew if he was a part of the team, he was gonna get in his feelings. Because this is all about competition. This team is about competition. If you don't have that competition gene in you, if you don't want to take every little small thing they might say, well, you didn't do this, Mike. And then you turn around and say, Coach, what you mean I didn't do it? Man, I've been out here for two hours. I've been doing this all day. That's not what I said. You didn't do this. And you got to take those little small things that a coach is saying and say, damn, I didn't do it. All right, let me get better at it. All right, let me take it to the next level because coach said I didn't do that. It's how you convey those little small things that coaches are saying and try to turn into fuel, man. And those are the types of players that he wants. This is why Peter Skoronski is not that he liked him as a football player. I think he's a great football player, but the mentality and how the team coaches goes into how and why they make certain picks.
Yeah, when you got a head coach falling asleep during an interview, yeah, that's a problem.
You think so? You think so?
Man, he said that's like you going in a job interview and you got the recruiter sitting here like,
Right.
You done?
Right.
You done? Are you done?
Are you done? Are you finished?
Yeah, man.
We'll take your resume into consideration. Appreciate you. Appreciate the interview, and then you turn around, them up them threw your resume in the garbage like, oh hell. But Fred Bus with the $2 super chat. It was up here earlier. I was saying get back to it. He said, "Do y'all think we can win the Super Bowl this year?" Anybody want to take that?
Well, for me, it's too early for that. I mean, it just to be honest, it's too early to determine that. I think this was crazy to me. I think the Falcons got one of the better rosters in the NFL, and I don't understand why they don't see that. It's crazy to me they don't see that. I mean, I guess they're just looking at the one position, the quarterback, but I mean,
all it is. We know what it is.
It's got to be that, because if you just go down from 52 down, like, we got one of the better rosters in the NFL, man. So I don't understand. And then, like I said, you're just looking at NFC. It's wide open in NFC. It is, man. So it's too early to determine whether they can go to the Super Bowl, but they got a good roster. I can tell you.
Absolutely, they can make it to the Super Bowl. Absolutely. The reason why I say that is because you had a shitty ass offense, and excuse my language, you had a shitty personnel, you had shitty defensive player, you had shitty secondary, you had a shitty linebacker core. Michael Walker was absolute poo-poo, okay? He was poo-poo. You don't even deserve doo-doo. You was poo-poo. That's what you were. You was baby shit. Right? He don't deserve the grown man part. He was baby shit. He was poo-poo. Right? You had an elite running game. Elite offensive line. The defensive line is so much better than it was last year, and the Falcons won 7 games. So nobody gonna sit up here and tell me that Dak Prescott and that damn Dallas Cowboy team, you can't tell me that a Philadelphia Eagles defense that have been depleted for the most part, and these guys are closer to 40 than anybody on the Falcons roster. So you're not gonna sit up here and tell me that the Falcons don't have a shot to win it to make it to a Super Bowl. This team has so many guys on their defensive front that we can't even name all of them.
Nope.
We can't even name all of them. We can't even look at the offensive line. You got Dahlman going into his 3rd year. Okay, Dahlman going to his 3rd year, and you got Chris Lindstrom, who's just the best. I'm gonna say he's the best offensive lineman in the league. Yes, I said he's the best offensive lineman in the league. And then you got Caleb McGarry, who's continuously growing. And then you got a young stud and Kyle Pitts. Drake London is going to be an absolute star on the outside. He's going to be a star. You got a guy like Tyler Algier, Bijan Robinson, CP. That's a lot of depth to what this offense is. And what a West Coast offense is, let me say this real quick. West Coast offense is all about ball control. Mm-hmm. That's the secret. That's why the Falcons are going to make it to the Super Bowl, because they're ball control offense. You keep offense off the field. You keep their offense off the field, they don't score. That's the secret to making it to the playoffs. That's the secret to winning games. That's the secret to. That's one of the main reasons why we lost the goddamn Super Bowl. We couldn't get the damn ball back.
Seems like I didn't want to say it, man. See, I was trying to be reserved, man, to hold it back. It's too early, but I feel the way you feel. But I don't know, it's just too early.
Let that shit out. Hey, man, look, let it out, bro. You over here with the heavy hitters, okay? 2/3 of the heavy hitters. Let it out.
I feel the same way you feel, man. I feel this. I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited as hell about this season. Mm-hmm. I mean. The holes that we had, I mean, we was competitive as hell last year, but we filled all those damn holes. Like, ain't no holes no more. It's no holes.
Hey, wait, they getting spit roasted up in this morning. Yeah, I said spit roasted.
Yeah, Yeah, man. It's no. Think about it, man. Look at that secondary. Look at the secondary, man.
Yeah, the middle of the pack. Like I said, they was middle of the pack as far as pass defense with no pass rush.
Yeah, man.
That's.
I mean, dude, we added what freaking over 20 sacks just on the player we added in free agency.
Right.
And then you know Armor Ebiketie gonna get better. You know D'Angelo Malone gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? You know Troy Anderson gonna get better. I mean, just look at this. Those guys we had last year, they gonna get better. Then you bring in Jeff Okudah, AJ Terrell, gonna keep doing. Man. Oh shit! I mean, that's why I'm so excited because, I mean, everything.
See, that's what happens when you get with us. This is what we get with us. Hey, we don't want that. We don't want that reserve Recondo, man. Let Recondo out of that damn cage. Let him out.
Shit, man.
Bring him out.
Okay, ain't no holes on defense. I'm saying it right now. Ain't no damn holes on our defense right now. That's what I see. I don't see any holes on our defense. That's the truth. I mean, shit, man. Grady was getting pressured by himself. He got 4.
Right.
We added like 4. Come on, man. Think about it. Think about what Grady gonna do this year with help. Think about what Grady gonna do this year with help. That's what I'm saying, man.
Boy, that man dancing in his drawers right now.
Yeah, think about it. He happy, man. Shit.
I'm a dude.
You put Calais Campbell and Yoda right beside him. Oh man, shit.
Exactly.
See, okay, Mike, you got me hyped, man. You got me
hyped. I love it.
What happens when you come over here? It's a different energy. Mutu Grundy said, "What draft grade did the Falcons get, and what do you grade them?" Okay, I'm glad you asked that question. So I looked on DraftKings Nation. I'm just using a couple sites. I'm just using one site right now. DraftKings Nation gave the Falcons a D.
How cute.
Because of the Bijan pick, right? Did they give
let me read it. Let me read this. It says, well, C-, but that's really a damn D. He said the Atlanta scooped up some interesting prospects throughout the draft, but didn't fully address their needs. While number 8 pick Bijan Robinson projects to make an immediate impact at running back, they would have been better served going elsewhere with that selection. Did the Falcons feel their need? The Falcons pass rush was poor in 2022 and needed to bolster their defensive line this draft. Instead, they made a luxury pick in Robinson when Georgia defensive tackle Jalen Carter was right there for them to take at 8. Then waited until the 3rd round to take Ohio State defensive end Zach Harrison. And while talented, he was somewhat underwhelming throughout his career with the Buckeyes. The team still have question marks going up front. Yeah, that seems to be the recurring theme. And I'm telling everybody right now, I don't give a damn what that shit says. So from what I've seen,
so what I want to say,
Zach Harrison about to be the steal of this damn draft. I'm telling you.
Get with Ryan Nielsen. Watch, man. Watch what happened. Watch what happened when he get with Ryan Nielsen. Watch what happened. And then see takes like that. Like they get paid, man. I don't understand how they get paid and don't realize that we addressed the defensive line in free agency. So it was not a need. What I like that. That's a lazy take, man. That's why I can't. I hate these national media people, man. They don't even know what the team got. Like that's stupid. Like you, obviously we didn't need a pass rush. We addressed it already. Mike just said it. We got like fucking 10 defensive linemen. Some of them might not even make the roster, dog. That's how deep we is on the defensive line. So that's a bad take.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, in reality, when it comes up to it, like you said, we're going to definitely find out. Like you said, you're going to still have people say, well, they should have took Jalen Carter. Let me ask you a question. The last and we're not. I'm not saying I'm projecting this on him, but at the same time, we've kind of seen this play out a little bit before. Does anybody remember Glenn Dorsey? Because I distinctively remember that one. He was the can't miss guy. Like I said, the draft is a crapshoot regardless. Even if you get Jalen Carter, it could go one way, it could go the other. It's with all of them. But just like Recondo said earlier, man, I think the issues that he was going through as far as where that family was going after was a bigger story than what they was really willing to take on. And him going to the Philadelphia Eagles where his teammates is at, then they end up bringing in 3 more guys to come in there. Well, 4 if you count DeAndre Swift. It's a blessing and it can be a curse as well. Because one thing is, if you're bringing in a whole bunch of guys that played together, they could possibly click up. And it could be bad on that locker room too. So, hey, we're going to find out one way or another. Like I said, based on the free agency moves and them addressing what they did on defense, putting all the veterans on defense, hey, man, I'm gonna run with the judgment.
So when we talk about Jalen Carter and Bijan Robinson, who gonna have the biggest impact? I mean, that's
right
really boiled down to who's gonna have the biggest impact in the first 5 years, because that's the question, because that's when the rookie contract is 5 years. They pick up the 5th-year option. Who's gonna have the biggest impact in those first 5 years? That's what you got to ask, man.
Mm-hmm. How much bang for your buck can you get right now?
Correct. I mean, okay, everybody talk about running back, but Bijan Robinson gonna probably outplay his contract his first 3 seasons on his impact, because all the stuff he can do, he stay healthy, he's gonna outplay that contract, man. So you're gonna be getting more value for him than you paying him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes time to do another contract, that's when you have to start, but that's 5 years down the road. So we worry about that then. But now you're looking at the impact he could bring to the team, and I think he gonna have a bigger impact than Jalen Carter. They just, and then it's hard to look at it that way because Jalen Carter, he was so dominant, but Bijan was too. he was that kid.
It's
was
easier
yeah.
It's easier for a running back to have an immediate impact than defensive lineman.
Yep.
You have to be a generational type of talent. And I like Jalen, but he's not a generational type of talent. So he's immediately, and the second thing that he has over Jalen is that he plays in a run first system. He plays in a system where the running back in the running game is first and foremost.
Yep. Perfect fit.
It's all about protecting the ball, one, and we don't want to throw the ball and put the ball in harm's way. So we're not going to throw the ball and take chances throwing the ball in certain situations. He's going to trust his offensive lineman. He's going to trust his running game. And then eventually, as the game goes, we're going to take more shots downfield. That's just how our offense goes. So right now, like you said, it was the best pick. Why? Because we're going to put him in position where Bijan can make plays. And not only in the running game, but Bijan can catch the ball out of the backfield. So we can make safe throws that have the potential for him to take it to the house with these screens, with these Texas routes, with these flat routes, these wheel routes, all these routes that he can run, and he can kind of add to this offense that we didn't have last year. So these are the things. This is why I say it's the best pick, because it makes the team that much better. Because I was just saying about like the best thing about having Arthur Smith as a play call is that the running game helps the defense. The defense The more that the defense is off the field, the better your defense is going to be.
Ricardo, you getting some love over here from Jay Diaz. He said you spot on tonight, man. You spot on.
Yeah,
And
Hey man,
check him
I
out. We actually about. Let me see if I put his link in the link in the chat.
man, I just know the team, man. I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, like I can tell you, I've been here, I've been a Falcon fan for I can't even know how many years it been, man. And I've been with the ups and downs, but I hate when people be talking about it. Man, the Twitter be pissing me off, and I don't go out there like a lot of people do. But man, it's some stupid takes out there when people say about the Falcons. It's just dumb, dude. Like damn, y'all so
He just
stupid.
said it's
I mean,
stupid.
they really are. There's some dumb takes out there, and you be like,
right,
wow, like
right. And like I said, I think I made this point last night about it as well when it comes to Jalen Carter and Bijan Robinson. I think a lot of people need to go ahead and take this into account as well. Dexter Lawrence just got paid a week ago. About a week ago. And
Bro, I was about to sing the same song. God damn it, K-Style.
and the problem that we're looking at as far as Dexter Lawrence, the salary for a defensive tackle now has shot up to $22 million, while the running back average salary is about 15. So it's kind of interesting. Nobody really talks about that aspect of it. Like you said, like Jalen Carter can be an exceptional talent, but when the rubber meets the road, that man could possibly be up there on the $25-26 million a year type of thing. And can you really afford that? While in that same time, you may be able to push the 18 around the time Bijan's up for his contract. So you think by 18, 26, 27. For the build your team, what would you rather have? Would you really have the ability to have a running back making 17, 18 right then and there that you can get a multitude of things out the way, or a defensive tackle at 26, $27 million?
I'm gonna just say it like this: the money, because like I say, it's 5 years down the road. So that's why you're looking at it. You be like, okay, that's a problem we're gonna have. You know,
Right.
hopefully we have a Super Bowl, couple of Super Bowl by then, something like that. And then we worry about that. But when I look at it, man, I don't like put a lot of pressures on guys coming out trying to do comparisons and stuff. But Bijan Robinson, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. He reminds me of two running backs in that was Hall of Famers, Marshall Faulk and LaDainian Tomlinson, man. I'm just telling you, like I went back, and watched, like they had like the entire film out there of his whole career at Texas, and dude, he remind me a mixture of those guys, like because his size. I mean,
He's
the way
about as
he
big
cut.
as LT. He's big as LT, and he's about as fast as Marshall.
Yeah, man. I mean, just the way he catch the ball out the backfield, and then you add that cut ability. I mean, the way he cuts, he don't slow down when he cuts. It's like full speed cutting, like the Damien used to do.
It's smooth.
It's
Everything is
smooth, man.
so
It's
smooth.
like effortless. Like he runs, like it looks like he didn't even cut, but the guy be way on the other side. I mean, that's what it looks like. So,
Definitely.
I mean that's what I'm looking at when I look at Bijan Robinson. So, and then if you can just see how Marshall Faulk destroyed the league and how LaDainian Tomlinson destroyed the league, in their prime. I mean, just imagine, man. So, I think his impact is going to be huge for the Atlanta Falcons.
I always say it like this. He reminds me of Adrian James in a way.
Well, that was like another comp somebody had said. Adrian James was another pick that
I think
somebody had.
Adrian James, he reminds me so much of Adrian. Um, and I think the one thing nobody really talks about with him, and this is kind of why I say Adrian a little bit, even though LaDainian Thompson can, but I've seen Adrian James like be one of the best pass pro running backs in the league for years. And that's the one aspect of his game a lot of people are not really talking about. And like I said, I've had to go back and watch those games. And like I said, for me, and I know we kind of take pride over here is to look at whole entire games.
Yeah.
Because the thing about highlights look good, but it can misconstrue what you're looking for. Like I said, we're looking at the whole games, and I think that's kind of one of his major advantages that I see really out of most of the running backs in this league is his ability to pass protect. Devontae Freeman, bitch ass. But
Yep, Super Bowl.
Yeah. So and I think and I'm gonna make a bold prediction right now. I think Tyler Algier gonna lead this team in rushing touchdowns this year, just on that alone. Just like you said in that same press conference, how did he describe both running backs?
Yep.
Low contact balance, Bijan Robinson, sledgehammer.
Yep, that's just how he, and man, and you know, man, I love Tyler Algier last year. That's why, you know, when everybody, the whole hype train was going for Bijan, I was like, man, I can't see it, but now having both of them on the same team, like, yeah, that's gonna be nice.
And I think they supposed to be actually supposed to be working out together here soon. I don't know if they already did or not, but and I think the reason why a lot of people was kind of jumping off the Tyler Algier train because they looked at the 3 touchdowns he had. That's really what it came down to, was the 3 touchdowns they had. But you forget that the red zone back was Cordero Patterson.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Algier led them to the promised land.
But see,
Cordero Patterson was Patterson was the closer.
So that's interesting, man. So what role is CP gonna play this year? That's
the same thing. He's gonna do the same thing he's been doing.
Same thing.
This time you got 2 guys. You have 2 guys to do what he can do now. So it's not a lot of wear and tear on his body. He's an older guy.
Right. Yeah. So, like you said, he's not going to get as many. I think they may have him more focused on special teams this year.
Yeah. Kickoff return. Yeah.
And kind of had him in the mix a little bit and stuff like that. I think, like I said, to him to actually play the role that he was brought here to be.
I mean, because one thing about CP, man, he ran violent, dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they put him in the red zone. To your point, that's why he was the red zone back, because he gonna get in there, in the end zone.
Right.
I mean, like he ran old boy from the Charger. That was just embarrassing.
Boy, that motherfucker. He had that smelling salt. What happened?
He ran him over. And then Tyler Algier. Man, I don't even remember Tyler Algier falling backwards.
Nah, he didn't.
I don't even remember him falling backwards, man.
He had 500 yards after contact, bro. Just think about this.
Yeah. I don't even remember him falling backwards last year.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't remember him falling backwards ever.
That shit crazy, man. Like, and on 3rd down, he was getting the 1st down.
Oh, he gets first down.
That Saints game, and you know when Desmond Ritter should have won that game. I mean, people were going to say it was a bad game, but if Drake London don't get that fumble, I think we might have ended up winning that game. You know, despite he didn't have that many yards passing and stuff, but he had some good key throws on 3rd and 4th down in that game. But
Right.
that game, man, they couldn't stop Tyler Algier.
Nah,
They tried their
because they had
best,
to
man.
rely on him. Because if you got a rookie quarterback coming in your first start, it's just like what happened with Matt Ryan. Remember Matt Ryan's first start? He was okay. He wasn't all the way great, but they leaned towards Michael Turner, and that motherfucker damn near broke the franchise rushing record the very first game he played.
You know, it's funny. You know, we talk about. You know how many passes Matt Ryan had that first game?
I forgot.
11 passes. His first pass was a touchdown, though. We do remember that.
I know it was a touchdown.
The first pass, but he only had 11 because Michael Turner, like you said, they utilized the running game with a young quarterback, and that's the blueprint. I mean, we talking about bucking the trend. I mean, just is that bucking the trend? That's the blueprint for a young quarterback is to run the ball and utilize your tight ends and play action. That's really the blueprint anyway. So
yeah, that's the blueprint they're trying to get away from because they're trying to throw these quarterbacks out here and force them and to make them immediate stars. Now, it's just one of those things where, like I'm gonna use for example, and this is why ESPN and all these Mel Kiper Juniors and Todd McShays need to sit the fuck down when it comes to judging these quarterbacks like this, is because we're seeing a situation right now in Tennessee with Malik Willis.
Yeah, I was just going to mention him, man. That is so cool. That's fucked up.
And you see where they was hyping him so much. And it ain't just him. They do it every year. They overhype all the goddamn quarterbacks. We've seen it with Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson about to be fucking folks' mama on the goddamn team because he got his ass benched. Like I said, you see Trey Lance. He like I said, bruh, was it Tom McShay? They literally said the 2021 quarterback class was the best quarterback, was going to be on the equivalent of the 1983 quarterback class.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny. You mentioned Malik Willis, man. Man, they had him going in the first round. They pumped that kid up to like this, man. Now, this year, Tennessee need to go find a quarterback. Wow, like that's just crazy, man. Like you just forgot about the kid that quick.
But man. But like I said, this is what we're talking about. Like you said, if you got, like, I'm gonna say it like this. It don't matter where your quarterback was drafted. And like I said, if you have a faith and belief in him, you're going to stick with him. Now, the thing with this Desmond Ridder thing is say where the 4 games here and he ain't shown me nothing. Like I said, it's 4 games. Like, and we're looking at other situations where you got Green Bay. Everybody's giving all this praise to Jordan Love and saying he could possibly be next. This motherfucker done played 4 games in 3 years sitting behind Aaron Rodgers. We saw with Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo sat behind Tom Brady for about 5 years. Got traded to the 49ers. He ended up getting a big ass contract after those 5-6 games. This motherfucker's in Oakland now. Vegas. God damn it. I'm still used to calling them the Oakland Raiders. Like you said, the overhyping of this quarterback position because they're trying to get stars ain't always conducive to that player. It's not fair to that player. Like you said, if Malik Willis is that guy, you hyping him up. Don't hype him up so much to where now wherever he gets drafted, it's like now the ceiling, not the expectation is here. And once he doesn't hit that, now he's on a free fall down to hell.
Mm-hmm.
But see, what this right here, man, like do the coaches get any damn blame? You got to develop these guys. I mean, how you have Malik Willis in your locker room for a whole year? Did you not develop him or what? Like, did you not do any homework on him? Like, you already ready to move on for him after
that
1
goes
year.
into what Dean Pease was saying. He's like, we're not going to put guys in positions where they're going to fail.
Exactly.
We're not going to draft guys that we don't believe in, and that's why this is not a Malik Willis. This is not his fault. This is all that piece of shit that I'm gonna say it again. He's a fucking piece of shit. Mike Vrabel is a fucking piece of shit. They sit up there and draft this guy and then turn around in 1 year and say, no, we're not. He's a fucking piece of shit. Okay? You don't do young kids like that.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
1 year in this
1 year,
1 year in the fucking he barely had 5 games under his belt.
He had one game.
One game where he didn't look like an elite quarterback, or he didn't look like he was. You don't even know what he's doing because you're not giving a shot. You don't like what you see, and that damn piece of fucking shit at other quarterbacks too. That Ryan Tannehill, fake ass wide receiver turned quarterback. Because he don't want to sit up there. He don't want to say no to that piece of fucking shit. And excuse me, K-Styles, but it really pisses me off to see these damn head coaches and these coaches sit up there and ruin these kids' careers before they even get fucking started. This is the reason why he went off on D-Led about why you ain't starting Troy, why you ain't starting this guy, because they're not fucking ready.
Yep, that's why Desmond Ridder didn't start. Like he
wasn't ready.
You
don't want to ruin guys' career before they even get started. So it really pissed me off. I'm sorry. I've been on I probably need a rant tomorrow, so y'all probably get one to me. I haven't ranted in a long time. And it's boiling up. K-Style know it's coming. So I need it. I might get you gonna get one tomorrow. I'll say that because that's one of the things I've been holding back when I've been seeing. And like I said, I'm not saying that Malik Willis is gonna be a legend or anything like that, but give the kid a shot, bro.
Thank you. I mean,
come on, man.
They almost did it to Justin Fields. Think about it. He had two different offensive coordinators back-to-back years, and then they was already talking about other Chicago Bears going to draft the quarterback. Are you serious?
We see this so much. We see this so much. They almost did it to Jordan Love. They almost did the exact same thing. They almost did the exact same to him. We see so many young quarterbacks, and not even quarterbacks, just so many young players, because these head coaches, they don't want to say no to these veterans that been in the league for 15, 20 years, i.e. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, guys like that. Y'all don't want to say no to them. And these kids don't even have a shot before you throwing them into the river. Well, I don't need you. Let me put on the other new pair of shoes. That's exactly what they using these kids like they socks and shoes and drawers and stuff. Don't do that. That shit is wrong, bro.
I mean, look at Brock Purdy, man. Look at Brock Purdy.
262.
262. Kyle Shanahan good with quarterbacks. I mean, it's because trust me, nobody was hyping up Brock Purdy, but now he like finna take Trey Lance's spot, right? You see what I'm saying? But nobody.
That's if he come back. Yeah, that's if he come back the same. Because that Tommy John surgery, something serious. Quarterback.
Exactly. But I'm saying is it's just like.
No, I got you.
That's just crazy. Like it's the coach's fault. Like I said, you got to have a purpose when you picking somebody in the draft. You got to have a vision for them. What's the plan for this kid? And you can tell the Falcons they kind of do that. Richard Grant. He didn't play right away. Everybody like, why Richard Grant? He wasn't ready. Dean Pease wasn't going to put him out there.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't ready. Troy Anderson, the same way. He wasn't ready. We ain't going to put him out there. I mean, Desmond Ridder, he ain't ready. We ain't going to put him out there. Like, you got to have a vision and a plan. But instead, you just throw the kids away, man. It just pissed me off. It pissed me off. Last year, Malik Willis was... They was talking about the Falcons picking him at 8. If you guys remember.
Yeah.
They was talking about the Falcons pick him at 8, Atlanta kid and stuff like that. And now ain't nobody mentioned Malik Willis the whole offseason. They just forgot about just like the Titans didn't even draft a quarterback last year.
Nah, they saw that one game he played in where he was like 4 for 10. They said, nope. What you got, Mike?
You remember when I first recruited you, and I said you was so apprehensive. It's like, bro, I don't know about this. I told you what. I said, if you just follow what I tell you, do what I tell you to do, we'll have a great show. That's it. I didn't throw you out there and say, look, K-Styles host the whole show. I took over until you was comfortable, until you was ready. And this is what these head coaches need to do. Take your time. Put these guys in position to see, all right, I am kind of gifted in this area. All right, let me work on this a little bit. Just work on this little aspect of it. And then when he's ready, you can take the reins off of him. Give him a little bit here, give him a little bit more here, give him a little bit more here. But that's what being a good coach is all about. That's what development is about. Taking your time with these kids. Don't throw these guys. Don't throw these guys out there. And this is what because a lot of these head coaches too, they so afraid of the owners, they so afraid of losing their job, they ready to ruin another kid's career, another player's career because you too scared to stand up to the head coach, to the owner.
And just like Sam said, NCAA at fault, NFL teams at fault, lazy and unprepared scouting.
Yeah,
you based this whole damn draft stock off of damn roll out and throw.
Oh yeah, that's what Steve Smith always says. Steve Smith, if you ever watch his channel, in case I put me on to him, he always says it's lazy scouts out here.
Yeah, it
lazy
is,
scouting.
I'm gonna tell you right now, your boy from Ohio State, he gonna have problems. I'm sorry.
Oh man, K-Star said that a whole year ago. We did the whole breakdown. We said that nobody don't be paying attention to what we be saying until it actually happens.
Yeah, CJ Stroud has a problem, man. I'm sorry. Dude, he passing he playing 7-on-7 in college. I just want y'all to know that. Them receivers be wide open. They wide open in college. That's why they throw for so many yards.
I mean, when you think about it,
I'm just telling you.
I always say it like this with my quarterback. Where you're looking at quarterbacks in college, look at the players they play around, and look what happens when you take those type of players around them, and you're gonna find out what really is the issue.
Yep.
Now, we saw it in that playoff game against Georgia where he had one of his targets in Marvin Harrison, and he looked like the first overall pick. Marvin Harrison went out the door. That motherfucker looked like that motherfucker looked like, I ain't even gonna say that, he looked like Doug Johnson out there when he had Marvin Harrison out there.
Wow, but, yeah, he boy.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, man. Like Anthony Richardson.
But it's the hype. It's the hype.
Yep, they hyped him up, man. Like they better bring that kid slowly. Yeah, I'm not saying he's gonna be bad, but he's not ready to play in NFL. I would just tell you that.
They got to. They got to, because if they just throw him out on the fire. And from watching his tape and God, that motherfucker couldn't hit shit. He can't hit shit below 20 yards. That's how bad it was.
Dude, he lost to
Vanderbilt. It was bad, bro. Bad.
He lost to Vanderbilt, man. Come on, man. I'm telling you, man, like I know these I get it. I get it. They have to making that money, hyping these kids up and stuff, but man.
Don't fuck these boys' careers up over.
Exactly, man.
Yeah. But But let's go ahead and wind the show up down for the night. I thought that was a good conversation at the end. I was in that turned into something, boy. Shout out to Ricardo for that damn audible right there. That's a good conversation.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear the rant, Mike. Go ahead and get it in, man.
It's coming. Believe me.
Trust me. You're gonna have to put disclosures and warning labels behind this round.
Yeah, I'm. When it comes to quarterback, I'm very vocal when it comes to quarterback. I think we've known that over the years, especially Matt Ryan haters. They know that. So the quarterback position for me is something that I have to speak on, and I do not like how they're doing that kid. It's like you're pretty much trying to demoralize him and turn him, like, just kill his confidence. What's the point of doing that? I don't get that at all.
Now, somebody like Zach Wilson, he had his opportunity. He had his. Yeah, he didn't pan out, man. They gave him enough time to try to be the guy, and
man, they drafted that man so they can try to screw his damn mama. Let's keep they ain't give a damn about that damn boy talent.
He wasn't shit at BYU.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
Number 2.
But he got opportunity though. That's my point. He at least he got opportunity to show that he wanted to do. Like Malik Willis played what, 1 or 2 games?
1 game.
I mean, come on, man.
And they brought in Josh Dobbs to start in a playoff game. That told
come on, man. Right.
So you mean to tell me that he couldn't, when you were scouting him and you interviewed him, he could learn how to read, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell he could learn a playbook or he could understand schemes and stuff like that. Like, you had to scout better to understand what he could do before you drafted him. Because if you didn't, that's your fault.
The thing is, and the problem is, a lot of the real issue that come around here, we're gonna end the show this. The real issue that came with Malik Willis, and I'm gonna be honest with you, most of the motherfuckers that was capping for him ain't watching goddamn Liberty. They don't even know where the fuck Liberty is at. Let's just be honest.
That's right. Cause I'll be honest with you, I had never heard of him.
I ain't know shit.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of Malik when they started talking about him. I ain't gonna even lie.
Nobody knew where the fuck Liberty was at. Nobody even knew who the hell Malik Willis was. The only thing they saw was this little nigga could run fast and he could throw that son bitch deep. He reminds us of Michael Vick. Let's go ahead and hype his ass up. Yeah. Let's go ahead and end it because I'm about to start ranting here in a second. I'm saving that for Mike. But that's why I'm saying it don't matter what school you go to. It don't matter where you come from. Like you said, the quarterback's development is always going to fall on the coaches.
Yep. Yep.
If your coaches are not putting development as an importance to your football team is not going to have consistent success. The Falcons' problem for the last 15 years is you had superstars, but you didn't develop role players. You didn't develop enough players to make this team sustain success. And that was the issue. Now, in the Mike Smith era, they were developing players. We were seeing consistent success. Dan Quinn, on the other hand, this big, jolly, goofy motherfucker ain't developing shit. We got a robotic ass motherfucker. You know what? We got robotic interviews talking about we're mad, we're upset, bruh. That brotherhood shit died after Devontae Freeman got his ass yoked up by Aaron Donald. I said, bro, sit your stupid ass down somewhere.
Aaron Donald, man. That shit was funny.
All right, y'all, man. We out this bug. Like I said, man, y'all make sure. All right, Ricardo, let them know where they can find you at, man.
Hey, like he said, man, Ricardo, real Falcon fan. Go out there, like and subscribe. Hey, I just love talking Falcon football, man. So anybody want to come, shoot the shit, talk Falcons football about this season. I got some shows coming on about the 53-man roster. I'm gonna go over the second-year players and talk about some of the things that we should be looking at for those guys. The reason why they didn't go out and get any pass rushers because they drafted 2 damn pass rushers last year. We trying to develop. So I mean, that's what we talking about. So we trying to develop. We drafted 2 pass rushers last year. Can we develop them before we go out and just draft another one? Come on, man. So I'm gonna talk about that. So see,
hey, like I said, hey, I'm about to say, let us know too, man. Like I said, we roll by there and chop it up with you over there as well.
For sure.
No problem, man. I sure will. But yeah, that's all I got. Just be on the lookout for some shows coming up. You know, we getting into the off season, so you got to start trying to make up shows because it's gonna be downtime. So.
Exactly.
So,
you just gotta come up with look. You just gotta come with something. You just gotta try to make a conversation about something, bro.
Yeah, man.
You
start getting repetitive, and we could, just because people come with dumbass topics all the time, so we could just talk about those.
We either talk about dumbass topic or stupid ass rumors. Which one do you want?
well, the one where we was gonna go get Kyler Murray, like.
Oh, see, I didn't even get my point.
Rumor, man, that dumbass man, see stuff like that, man. I didn't even come in on it.
As you said, man, 6-man K Styles, Mad Mike Sports. Subscribe to Mad Mike Sports GSM page. He is about 80 some away from 1K on that side.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you tune in for What's the Word, Dirty Bird tomorrow with you. Talk sports, and then you got Dirty Bird Thursdays coming up, as well as the Rex pick and Champagne Confessions Thursday. So until next time, people, we ain't here to play.
Oh no,
we here to stay.
Oh yeah, dig it.
You ain't gotta go home,
but you gotta get the hell up out of here.
Deuces. I didn't hit my